you so much, Kim Jacobs Show. Be sure to subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show right on YouTube. Turn on your notification bell to all so you never miss a beat. And guess what? Every time you watch, you're going to receive a real, relevant, and relatable guest that's going to share with you a piece of the puzzle on this journey called life that will help you be able to manage just a little bit smoother. At the end of the day, the Kim Jacobs Show goal is to be able to provide balance to the world, one household at a time.
Kim Jacobs Show. You're watching Kim Jacobs Show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. How are you, Marvina?
I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good too. It's just, as we start today's episode, I would be remiss not to acknowledge the fact that there was a horrific, is the only way I could word it, horrific shooting that took place in Uvalde, Texas, with an elementary school. And in any of you all that are hearing the news reports, we know that 19 students, according to CNN, and 2 adults were killed, murdered, all in one elementary school. So last night I just had a hard time. I had a hard time just resting. I was laying there about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, this is just ridiculous. This has to come to an end. This is a lot, Marvina, isn't it?
It definitely is, Miss Kim. It's heartbreaking. That was one of my biggest fears when my daughter was in grade school. And I used to have to pray just extremely hard for, for her protection, because that is a parent's biggest fear all the way around. And then to hear stuff like that, it's like, Lord, what's really going on? What is happening where people think it's okay to just take lives like that?
Take somebody's life. And on CNN, I saw the report that was saying that the parents obviously were waiting up late into the midnight hour trying to determine if their children were the ones that were gone. And just to have a parent have to hear that news when 2 days before school is coming to an end, to get ready to go into the summer vacation and have the time of your so-called life, this kind of stuff that happens, it changes the fabric of our country. Some people lose hope in situations like this because it's like, what is there to believe in? You don't know if you can just go to a store, a grocery store, like in the Buffalo, New York situation.
Right.
I'm just going to the grocery store and just doing what I need to do for my daily regular routine. So I am asking everyone to please pray, and ask God to just heal our land and heal the minds of people that do think that it's all right to just end it all, even for themselves. They're not just ending it for other people, they're ending it for themselves.
Yeah.
Many people that are doing this,
Yeah, and that just shows there are people with that mind space to believe that it doesn't get better. And they're bitter, they're hurting. So it's just like, how do you talk to the people and explain this isn't normal? This is not how it has to be. It's hard to get people to realize the mindset is something you have to work on, and being angry and taking it out on yourself and others is not okay. It's a better way in life. It's a better way. But how do you portray that?
Well, I think you're the perfect person to come on today because, when I look at some of the things that I read about you in preparation for just today, I was like, wow, how amazing is it that Marvina would be the one to come on to the Kim Jacobs Show today to inspire the world. Your story of inspiration is going to just really change a lot of people that's watching today. So I don't want you to hold anything back, because we all need some significant hope in the midst of all of the storms that we're going through. Okay.
I sincerely appreciate that. Thank you. Because I was going to ask you a question. Can we cuss on here? Because I'm a Christian cusser. I cuss as a Christian. So I was trying to see what type of show this is.
Okay, oh gosh, here we go. Now you're gonna go into that mode. Let me put my little comment up. Mackenzie, I know you backstage today. I'm looking for the views. Pop that comment up there. She already got Mackenzie got the views expressed by the guest on the Kim Jacobs show. Do not always reflect that of Kim Jacobs or of the show. Mackenzie got that thing. Whoop! She got that spook pop right on. So I'm just gonna say, there is a God. I'm not him, and between you and God, do what you do.
I
Okay,
love
I
it.
ain't gonna
I
worry about
love it.
all that.
I'm meddling. I'm not kidding about cussing, but if something slip out, I just want to make sure I'm not gonna offend you
I'm
in
not
this
gonna. I
show.
can't edit this anyway, like talking about it, because what I'm gonna do is it is what it is. It's
Okay.
streaming across multiple platforms.
Okay.
So y'all gonna get the raw version over here of Marvina Sims today. Okay. All right. So everyone, you can take that comment down. Okay. So let me put that up though, because it's just somebody's laughing. Who is that? Alkaline already on laughing. He's like, okay, we're gonna have ourselves a good old time. Jolisa on. She's like, hello. Marvina, I love it. Udine says she's like, can't wait to hear you cussing. Okay, this is a shame. Everybody's like, yeah, girl, go ahead. We're gonna bust the gut on here. Anyway, we're having a good time.
But
Listen,
no,
okay? What are we gonna talk about, Marvina? Tell everybody.
Okay.
What we're gonna be talking
Well,
about today.
I'm glad to be on this show for one. Let me just say that. And I just want to say yesterday was difficult for me for so many ways. My mom's 6-year death anniversary was yesterday, so I had it pretty hard. And so I couldn't even watch. I saw people trying to discuss the shootings and things. And I said, no, Lord, that's enough in my spirit. I can't take any more. And so I have gone through so much. And you know what I'm grateful for the most? I am grateful for, I have no regrets in my life. I am also grateful for having a relationship with God, because when I don't have the answers and I'm crying out to him, he gives me answers. This morning in the shower, I was like, I had gotten to a point in my life where I know I needed to stay back from everything to heal. Because when I say I went through a lot, you saw some stuff. So I was in the shower and I said, God, I don't know how to handle things. Could you help me? And he said to me, just love the way I love you. And I'm
Just
like,
love the way I love you. That is a beautiful quote. Just
yeah.
love the way I
And
love
that
you.
hit me so hard. And I said, my God, I started crying like a child would to their father or their mother. I said, God, I don't know how to do that. How do I do that? And then nothing else happened. So you know what? What's great? He's leaving that choice up to me to figure that out. We are all God's. We are made in his image. So now he's showing me, figure it out. And I will, because I had distanced myself from so many my loved ones. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of those loved ones needed to be distanced.
I can feel a cuss coming out of you over there. I'm joking. I'm joking. Where you lean back, I think that's your precursor, because you like, don't get me wrong. Like, okay, I gotta figure out when the cuss might happen. Go to the commercial break. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. But let me just remind those of you who are listening, because oftentimes we do not recognize abuse for what it is. I was abused and didn't know for a long time.
And what way? What way? Because I mean, when you say that, it's like easy to go on. So what way do you feel like you were abused and now you recognize it, but back then you didn't? So tell us in what way that looked. What did that look like for you?
As a child, I was put down, traumatized, as far as made to feel belittled and less than and invalidated, like my opinion didn't matter, and laughed at when I showed emotions. Like, don't nobody care about those your tears. I give you something to cry for. We've heard that.
Oh, I grew up in the projects, so
me too.
I know, and I don't know why when I hear certain statements like that I actually yell out, I grew up in the projects, because maybe the projects has nothing to do with it. Maybe other people that grew up in the suburbs have similar situations. I don't know. But growing up in the projects, I can only speak from my personal experience. And I have had plenty of people around me, and it wasn't my mom, but plenty of people around me that would say, "Oh, what? You got to cry now?" I couldn't wait till I got older to say how I felt about stuff. I said, "Your jokes are not funny." And
Hello.
I don't know if they're funny to you, but they're not funny to me, and they're disrespectful. You disrespect my mother. You disrespect everybody around you, and you are not funny.
I love it.
And I
I
can wait
love
to
it.
get to my own voice to say what
I
I want
love
to
it.
say.
And see, I'm glad you were that person because I was the one who would often not respond, oftentimes not respond, and try to ignore it and then go home and cry on my pillow about it. And so when
Mm,
I got older, or of course, me being the writer, I would write about it. And so
interesting.
that's how I had to get a lot of stuff off that hurt me. But as I got older, I recognized and researched and found out you're supposed to have boundaries. You're
Mhm.
supposed to have a place where you begin and the other person ends. And that was my mistake, allowing people to come into my space. I was that one who would have plans. And then when somebody else comes along and asks, can you do this for me? Can you take me here? Can you watch my child? I would just stop my own plans oftentimes and take care
Dang.
of them. Yes. I want to go back
Oh,
to what you said about growing up in the projects. I was in the projects too. And yes, you are right to feel that being in the projects had a lot to do with that because that was a lot of people who were unlearned, who
mhm.
were in poverty, who only knew take what you can while you can, even if it means hurting someone else. So that
Right.
mentality definitely stemmed from the projects. But my prayer was I don't want to be a statistics guy. I don't want to be that person who feel like because other people hurt me, it's okay for me to do it back. And I
Mm,
thank God on my journey, he showed me that's not how real life has to be for me. And
mm.
I'm grateful that I can be more loving despite people being hurtful. I can now see when I look at a person who's saying hurtful things or being hurtful, it's like, ooh, something's going on in your life. What's
Yeah.
happening to
Your own
you?
personal life, right.
Exactly. So I had to recognize that wasn't about me at all. It wasn't about me at
Interesting.
all.
Well,
Yes.
I asked the question, what type of person were you growing up? So type it in the comment section. Were you the person that held it in, or were you the person that spoke up and used your voice and was encouraged to do so in your journey? And that's
I
some good
love
stuff that you're saying. Let me tell you too, in my book, Extreme Balance Makeover, it was the first book I ever wrote. I had written it for years prior to actually getting it out of my computer. But when my son passed away, I finally decided before I went on to collaboratively author three other books that were bestsellers that I needed to get my very first book out, right? So, Extreme
mhm.
Balance Makeover on page 139, I talk about how to say no when you're balancing it all. This is just a regular book filled with tips on how
I
to
love
balance all different aspects of life. And
I
it was
love
my first philosophy. I'm actually writing a volume two right now, which is my mature Christian philosophy because I don't grow up.
it. I love
But
it.
in here, I'm talking about what how to say no when you're balancing it all. And one thing is getting over the need to please everyone. That's very
Mhm.
important. No reason or no apology necessary. Offering another option if you're that person that says that, I want to say no, but I don't like to say no to people. So you may say something like, for me, that time frame doesn't work, but I'll be happy to help you on this day. So
Yeah.
giving people some options. And I have a whole bunch of other ones here, about a whole bunch of them. So lots of tips in this book. Is $14.99. Extreme
Okay.
Balance Makeover. You can get it on kimjacobshow.com if
Okay.
you want to get a copy of it, or you
Thank
can
you.
cash out me and I'll mail it. Shipping is already included. But this is this is important because being able to say no is necessary without
Yes.
feeling like you are becoming less of a person, and you are able to respect the boundaries that this
Right.
is this is my space and I don't really want to deal with that. I don't want to do that and I don't feel comfortable doing that. And it's okay.
Exactly.
So let's see what
Exactly.
people said. Quiet. Some people said Lisa says she was the quiet one.
I could believe that, Miss Lisa. Yep. I
Alkaline
believe that.
said, I
I
held my
believe.
emotions in.
Mhm.
Yes, that's 100. Holding it in is what Jaleesa said. Holding it in. Oh, go ahead, Mackenzie. holding it in. So I can so relate to Miss Marvina. Hold it in. That's just our culture. It's no one's fault. It's how people were taught for generations. Now we know better. That's great.
Exactly. Especially when you've grown up in the church and how you're supposed to be the submissive one as a female, and children are seen and not heard. And so we adhere to that for so long. But then it's amazing how when people give us those rules, they can do that to us. Ain't that something?
Right. Right. Well, today's episode is sponsored by Silver Shield Security. It's silvershield-security.com. And if you are in the North Carolina, South Carolina, or Georgia area, definitely reach out to them and let them know the Kim Jacobs Show referred you. Okay. All right. We'll be right back right after this commercial break to hear more from Marvina Sims.
It's not just another day. It's a brand new day, full of all the fun, love, and laughter you and your family create. Silver Shield Security understands feeling at home means feeling safe and happy. No credit checks, no contracts. We offer payment arrangements, and we'll even give you a free door camera. Find out how we can brighten your day even more at silvershield-security.com. Silver Shield Security.
All right, everyone, we're back and we're talking with Marvina Sims today, and she is talking to us about how women empower women in need, how we can do that and really encourage and inspire each other. Let me formally introduce this queen here. And she said that her story of rags to riches has nothing to do with money, but the great spirit of positivity, joy, love, and happiness. And that's something that she's been able to maintain despite all of the suffering that she's endured. So I'm so honored to have Marvina Sims here with us today on the Kim Jacobs Show. Marvina.
Thank you. Yes, you're referring to brittle, never broken, baby. That is the story of all of our lives. We are brittle, but not broken. And as long as we're still here breathing another day, we're still able to make it happen, whatever that it is. Get up and make it happen for you.
But see, the thing is, when you say brittle to not being broken and stuff, that's a cliche sounding thing to the general public, right? But at the end of the day, it's not for you because it was literal for you. So take us back on your brittle brokenness.
Okay. Well, back in 1967, no, I'm messing with you, honey. This is an hour show. We ain't got that much time.
Okay, but you're gonna lean back and arch your back, and you okay? You do the most over there, Marvina. And I don't know what's real over there, what's happening. I'm like leaning in. I'm like, okay, 1967. What's going on? Go ahead, take us back in whatever year you want to take us back to.
Well, I'll start with that. That's when my mom got pregnant with me. Found out she was pregnant because she had a nervous breakdown. She tried to commit suicide, but that didn't stop me from coming here. I still broke through that and got here. And I thank God because I was born with osteogenesis imperfecta, which is called brittle bones in the easy term. Now, there are several types to this diagnosis or disease, bone disease. Mine was the rare type where it affected my legs only. So I constantly broke my legs. I was in and out of the hospital, having surgery, getting pins placed in my legs, being in the projects, being in a dysfunctional family. So a lot was against me. My mom was a single parent. And so I still was able to have that determination despite having to be in cast for weeks and get out of a cast and then break another bone, go back to the hospital. At one time, I didn't want to be here. I was asking God, just take me out. I don't want to be here. There was so much pain in all areas of my life. And I
physically too, because your bones were breaking and that was beyond your control. So
there you go. There you go. But then some of it was my stupidity. I knew I shouldn't have been doing little dumb things as a child. How do you keep a child sitting still? But, that's what I told my mom one time. Like, why you just didn't tie me down, put me in a cage or something so I could stay still? And my mom was like, you try putting a child in a cage, or since I'm pretty sure if she had tied me down, I still would have found a way to break
Of
something,
course.
trying to break free, you know.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So she had to straighten me up on that one. I told her, well, thank you, Mom, because you did an awesome job taking care of me despite her own ailments. She
Mhm.
was there for me, and that I will forever be grateful for. That's for sure.
Good, good.
Yes.
So now you broke a lot of bones
I broke a
and
lot of
in and
bones.
out of the hospital. Sometimes,
Yeah.
according to what I was reading, you were in the hospital more times than you were even home in different
Yeah,
instances.
I called it my home away from home.
Yeah. And I
Yes.
relate to that. My daughter has a home away from home when with cystic fibrosis when she has to go sometimes for like
Oh,
10, 12, 13-day stays or whatever, and then had come home with a home health nurse and be out of school for like a month. So it's a lot. That kind of stuff, it does kind of eat at you when you're a younger
right.
person. It can
Uh-huh.
impact you emotionally, you know?
Absolutely. And I'm glad you said that word, cystic fibrosis. I learned that word when I was a young child. And I was reading, I don't know if it was an article, but the
Mm.
girl said it sounds like 65 roses. So that was their spin on that
Yeah,
diagnosis.
yes.
Positive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually Cystic Fibrosis Awareness Month. So I
Oh,
have 3
wow.
children. I have 3 children
Oh,
that fight that disease every day, and they're kicking it in the head and speaking at Cystic Fibrosis Foundation awareness program so that they can help educate people and raise funds to find a cure. So, yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah. And
So
I
so
know.
now going back into your childhood, you grew up, you were raised by a single mom, you in and out of the hospital, and a lot of things that could really kind of make you get destroyed. How did you break free from all of that to become who you are today, Marvina? How do you
Listen,
encourage people?
I'm so glad you asked that question. God gave me self-determination. That's the only way I could put it. Because I would see so many people making excuses. Oh, I can't do this because I don't have an education. I can't do that. It was always an excuse. And I was like, Lord, I got to get up out these projects despite
Right.
what's going on. And he made it happen. I got a job at a very young age and was able to save up money. And I told my mom, I said, look, if you don't come with me, I will go by myself. My mom was very nervous, always. Well, what if you break a leg, we can't afford to keep paying that rent because you won't be working no more. I said, Mom, we'll deal with that when it happens. And
Mm.
that's the way it went when I got up out them projects. I know I've had friends, like one particular friend used to always say, how is it that you stay so self-motivated? I was like, because I know there's more out here for me. I have to stay self-motivated.
That's
You
right.
cannot just sit still and think great things are going to happen. You got to make it happen. That's the
That's
bottom
right.
line. And that's my goal, to make great things happen for me. And I thank God for this mindset. It's all in the mindset, Miss Kim.
It is. It
In the
is.
mindset.
So what
Yes.
mindset did you embrace? If you say I'm self-determined, mom, come with me, or you're gonna get left behind. We going higher, we going to greater destiny type of thing. So
Yes.
what were some things that you did to keep yourself so motivated? Because it's one thing to have this self-determination, but what are some specific steps that you took that can encourage the people here to know this is what I did to stay motivated and get to the other side?
That's right.
Yes, no excuses attitude. I see you,
Right.
Jaleesa. Come on
Yeah.
now, Miss Marvina. Come on. Be
I
strong. Come
read.
on. And
I read.
mindset is everything. I see
It
that.
is.
Alkaline said all day. Somebody, Dr. Iman said all day long, all in the mindset. It's all in the
Yes.
mindset.
Yes.
Mindset is everything, Alkaline said. So
Yes.
what were some of the steps you took to utilize or implement such a strong mindset?
For one, is reading motivational books.
Okay.
My buddy Les Brown was there when I needed him in those books, and so many others. Tony Robbins, oh my God, Iyanla Van Zant.
Oh
So
yeah, you
I had
know.
to keep
See, so you
motivated.
my cousin. I know you heard her cuss too. She was like, "That's your blank blank problem." I'll be like,
Right.
"You gonna get it if you don't keep messing with like."
And people need that though. People need that to shake them out of that whatever it is they're going through. Sometimes we
Right,
gotta
that's the
have
typo.
yes.
Right, right.
But yeah, I stayed watching positive things and feeling determined. But then I had this one teacher who Oh man, just made it happen for me in high school. She was always telling me, giving me directions. Her name was Miss Walker at the time. She said, "Let me tell you now, don't go out here buying no brand new car. They just gonna depreciate once you take them off the lot." I said, "Okay." So that stuck with me. So little things like that, people have encouraged me, and then just continuing to stay in positive environment, even if everything around you is jacked up. You got to be able to tap into whatever motivates you. That's what I had to do and then too, when you're in an uncomfortable situation, you're going to have to sit and think about, what do I do to get up out of this mess? You may feel stuck, but it only takes that one thought to sit down and make the whole thing continue to roll. Just that one thought. Just think, how do I get out of this? What do I do? Where do I start? That first step. And that is when it starts all beginning, in that first step. That's for sure.
That's
Yes.
good. And yes, I see you saying yes, yes, yes. Dr. Ann Morin said to everything that Marvina said, it all begins in that mindset, that first step, making that decision to get motivated through some different other resources. So sometimes we may be limited in our own ability to motivate ourselves because we're in the picture frame, as Les Brown often says. So we can't see ourselves, but other people can see us. And so
Yeah.
being able to have other people pour into us when we're at our weakest moments, accept the
Yeah.
help, embrace the
Yeah.
help, and say, listen, maybe you see something I don't see. Help me get
Right.
better if you can.
That's
Anything
it.
that you think would help encourage me, then do that. Another thing I talk about in this first book that I wrote, there's a lot of good little tips in here, some good tips
Okay.
actually. And one of the things I talk about in there is just being able to have, it's a 3-on-3-on-3 exercise in this book, and it's talking about how you can get 3 people to give you ideas on what your gifts and talents are, and then you also determine what you think you're gifted at, and then force rank it between all of these things that you're getting. Force rank it so that you can start knowing what some of the gifts and talents are from yourself, from your external friends, and then merging it together to determine what you're going to really act on, because you can't act on everything, but if you can
Right.
act on some things, what are those things that you should act on? So I like to
Yeah.
be able to make sure that there are some things that we're gifted at doing, and we just gotta get motivated from other sources sometimes instead of
That's
just
it.
being on an island by ourselves. Don't be on an island by ourselves,
There you
you know.
go. There you
So
go.
Marvina, you are an inspiration, and your life is an inspiration. I have different pictures here that I would like for you. I know it's a story behind some of these pictures. So, what is the story behind that?
That was me visiting my mom at the nursing home before she left here. That was one of those. She stayed cold. It was pretty nice out, but she
But
was
she
always
had her
cold.
nice bomber on, but she had joy in her face. Look at
Oh
that.
yeah. Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
I miss my mom so much. I was
I
there for her, and that's the blessing. God showed me it is such a blessing to be able to take care of someone.
It
That
is.
is such a privilege. It really
It is.
is.
And what is this picture?
That's me as a baby, a toddler. I think I was about 2.
Look at the ponytails. You look like, what you over there looking at? You like, girl, I want that right there. What is that? Your facial expressions are the cutest. What was that? What were you know what you were looking at in that
I
picture?
have no idea. I don't even know where that picture was. Looks to me like it may be the zoo. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
was gonna say it looked like some animals or something.
Yeah.
But so you know what? It's interesting that even if that is a picture of the zoo, I know when I was a child, and I'm sure you can say even in this picture, there's no matter what difficulty our circumstances were or the situations or living in the projects or whatever, the point is there are still some things that are memorable moments, right?
Oh yeah.
Even in our childhood days. And like this seems to be one of the memorable moments for you,
Oh
you know?
yeah. Yeah, that's
So
true.
not just because you grew up in the projects doesn't mean that it was all humdrum bad. I had some of the best days of my life in the
Me too.
projects. It's like me and my friends, we get home from school, we're gonna meet at the little playground right there in the project. It's a lot of good stuff that happened in the projects too, not
Yeah.
all bad, you know.
Right.
So it's
Right.
not like I hate to have the theory that oh my gosh, I grew up in the projects and I just
Right.
hated my life. No, I loved my life. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. I didn't even know I was poor like that, actually. I love my friends. I love the people that would take care of me when my mom was working in the afternoons and I didn't come home just by myself. She said, go over to Miss Ciola's house. So it's like, and the whole family with all them kids. Then I just merged in and ate lunch and everybody had a good time. And we just went
Yeah.
outside and played until my mom got back home. So it's a lot of good days. Was that the case for you too, Marvina?
Oh, yes. I mean, that was to me my funnest moments. Funnest moments. Is that a word? Fun? It don't matter.
Oh,
I
yeah.
had a ball. I
You had
had
a
a
ball.
ball in the projects because, I'm grateful I had a brother who was a homebody. So, and because I couldn't really get out, I mean, you talk about crazy stuff we did. Let me tell you, honey. And I write about it in my book, Brittle Never Broken.
Brittle Never Broken.
Yes.
Brittle Never Broken. How can people get a copy of Brittle Never Broken?
Yes, I'm glad you asked. Now, see, here's this what had happened was I've been going through some issues with publishing. And so because they are taking forever to finish with the publishing process, I had to stop, and the other previous publishers had to stop my book from being sold. And
Okay.
when I did that, the price went astronomically high on Amazon. So because there are only a few left of this version, let me make sure I can get it in there. I never can get it with this background like it is. There it is.
Okay, Brittle Never Broken. Okay, I'm gonna find that.
Yeah.
You didn't
That
send me a copy of that, did you?
no, I didn't.
Oh, that's okay. I'll find it.
I got 4 more books, but I'm going to talk about this one first.
Where can people get that book that you have in your hand?
Yes, this one. Now, see, the issue with this is what I was saying. What had happened was because I stopped the circulation of my book, of this book, people started selling it for $90 and $95.
Oh,
So
Lord.
yeah, when they know it's rare, they're gonna jack it up so they can get their little cut out of it, whoever it is selling it. But don't buy that book. That's right, you heard it here. Don't buy that book. Wait till my new version comes out when it's going to be more cost efficient, because I want you to read about me. I had fun. And
so this book, don't show because I have the image here. You're saying don't show that one?
I mean, you could show it. I mean, if somebody want to be generous and buy it at $90, I'm okay with it. But there's a new one. Do
you get the credit for it? Do you get the funds?
That's a good question. See, this is new to me. When somebody had to call me and tell me, did you know your book is $90? I was like, oh, I said, no, I didn't. What? Then that's when I found out, because
where can people get the book from you?
Well, I got a couple of copies left. Thank you for that reminder. I have a couple of copies. Hold on. Do I want to get this up? I don't know if I want to get this up. Okay. But when the book does get re-edited and reprinted,
okay,
I want you to go to Amazon, my own website. You can go to my own website and it'll direct you to Amazon. So
okay. But will it be the same book cover?
See,
okay, no, we're gonna just leave that alone. Here's what I want you to do. Okay, because I don't need Marvina cutting me out on this show. She'll be like, can't you see? You from the project, so you can't read my facial expression. I said what I said. Okay, let me say, here's the deal. Go to marvinasims.com with more information that's going to be coming out about her new edition of her book, which is Brittle Not Broken. But obviously it's already out on shelves and stuff, but the price is astronomical at like $95 and stuff like that. And I don't know where her cut is. We don't know all the workings or whatever is going on with all of that. So what she's saying is she's getting some stuff done on the back end to reintroduce it. So if you want to get a pre-ordered copy, I don't know how long it's going to take. I'm becoming your agent now. Go ahead, you can pay me later.
Thank you. I like that. Yeah, your money is in the mail. It's coming.
So, I'm joking. But anyway, listen, if you want to order a pre-order copy or if you want to reach out to Marvina, go to marvinasims.com. You can also reach out and DM her on Marvina Sims on IG or We Win Queendom On Facebook, she's Marvina Sims, or We Win Queendom. Both will get to her as well. And just ask her. It sounds like it's an incredible book. Anytime somebody's hiking it up to $95, I'm sure it's going to be an incredible read.
It is.
And so make sure you get your pre-ordered copy from her, whatever way she's telling you to do that. Okay.
Can I tell you just one thing that happened, or do you got to go to a commercial? One thing that happened back in the projects, we had to be creative. So you remember that commercial, slip and slide, the slip and slide commercial.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have a yard, and we couldn't afford to buy the actual hose and put it in there. We used a shower curtain, poured water all over it, and then took all our clothes off. I mean, we were butt naked. And it was me, my brother, some of our friends from the neighborhood.
I never did that. I didn't do that. So it's okay. It's the only thing maybe I didn't do, but I didn't do that. We used to do double dutch and stuff like that.
Yeah. I used to turn for the people who could jump. So that was my fun, just turning and singing those songs. But that was one of them.
Okay, so you actually did the slip and slide with the shower curtain. I didn't think of that. That would have been so much fun.
Yeah, it would have been, but it would have been painful afterwards, because you know those hard floors in the projects, they had little dingleberry thingies on the floor. And the next morning we woke up with rocks in our cracks. So it wasn't fun the next day.
You said that you were spinning, and so are you wheelchair bound or something?
Oh yes, I'm in a wheelchair. I don't know. Is it going to show here? Let me see. I use a wheelchair, but for a long time, I couldn't have a wheelchair. We couldn't afford it. I rode on a skateboard. My cousin had a skateboard and brought it over. So I sat on it and tied my legs to it, and I would push myself with that with my hands on the ground. And it took me faster because I would have to crawl or either scoot. And so because of that skateboard, until the wheelchair came, that was my transportation or my mobility aid to get around.
So now, y'all, listen. I mean, seriously, y'all, hashtag Marvina Sims. Marvina Sims. Hashtag that, and let's get that going viral, because this woman is here today telling us how we can overcome obstacles. Oh, wait a minute. I typed it wrong. Sorry, Mackenzie. It's Marvina Sims. I typed it wrong. Okay, so Marvina Sims, hashtag Marvina Sims, everybody. And her story of encouragement is nothing short of amazing. You have been in a wheelchair for many years of your life, skateboard even when you couldn't afford a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And yet you didn't make excuses. When we come back after this commercial break, I want you to talk about how women help empower women that are in need. I want you to talk about that right after our next commercial break with our episode sponsor, attorney Charles Everidge with Hunter Everidge. Let me put that up. Attorney Hunter Everidge with Hunter Everidge Law Firm. And they deal with disability claims. They deal with personal injury, loss of a loved one that's wrongfully handled. You want to reach out to them. They're in multiple states, 704-377-9157, and let them know the Kim Jacobs Show referred you. We'll be right back.
When someone has lost a loved one, they want to know what exactly happened. They want to know, is the other person going to be held responsible? And they want closure. At Hunter and Everidge, we help clients that have lost a loved one move on, and to do that with dignity and respect that they deserve.
Wow. Okay. I think that we've learned so much already from you, Marvina, and you didn't even cuss. How did you?
Not yet.
Okay. We still got time. That's a shame. I was thinking, dang, she didn't even get a cuss in. All right. She's like, don't make me. I will end the show on a live note. Okay. Let me leave you alone, Marvina. Tell us about women who empower women that are in need. Let's talk about that.
Yes. My reason for starting We Win Queendom what happened back in 2007. I refractured my hip. Okay. And it took me 8 months to heal. I was working at the U.S. Railroad Retirement Board at the time. And in my aloneness, that small, still voice said, why do women remain in abusive relationships? And I was like, you know what? That's a great question. So it would not rest in my spirit. I continued to research and learn about abuse in all aspects. And it just seemed like it was a never ending situation with so many people going through physical, mental, emotional, financial. And it hit me so much because I found a book that I read that was called Controlling People. And at the time, I was married myself. And I brought this book from the library and I read it to my ex and I said, who does this sound like? And he admitted him. Now I never got physically abused, but the indirect type where punching a wall, throwing stuff, you know, the put downs, the disrespect. I went through that. Just even like when I say from childhood to adulthood, that's how long it happened until I recognized what was happening.
Okay.
I decided, you know what? Too many people are going through. Too many. And there was not enough support. You know, we would, yeah, as women, period, we were always in competition. From my experience, what I learned, it was always somebody in competitions. Like I never really had that mindset. I always wanted to encourage people and believed in them, you know, but it was so hard getting that back, getting that in return. And that's when I said, you know what? Women should be empowering women in need, especially in need. And that's when I came up with We Win Queendom. And that's my goal. I don't want to be dealing with jealousy. If you tell somebody good news, something spectacular about yourself, and you excited, and all you get in return is, I've had that happen, silence. Nothing, no encouragement, no, you know, congratulations.
That's ridiculous.
It's scary when you're dealing with somebody who does not want the best for you. And that's when I had
and you know they don't want the best for you.
Yes, but yet
You
they
already
continue
know
to
it.
try to come around and try and see what you're doing.
Right. It's
what
like, but I already peeped your game. And you can try to act later like it's just I just can't. As some people I'd be like, I already know what I know. And I don't
Yes.
ever have to verbally say it. You know, and I know.
There you go.
We
There
both
you go.
know
There
that
you
you
go.
gaming me. And
Yes.
you gaming me good fashion, but then later you try to turn it like it's all me. Don't
Yes.
the devil's a liar.
Amen. You better preach.
You
Preach.
know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm talking about. Go on now. Don't make me cuss now over here, Marvina. I ain't even cussing it now. You done got me all riled up. I'm not going to cuss. I'm just joking. Go ahead, Marvina. Keep on.
Well, see, the bottom line is, it's like I need people in my life who will be encouraging for me, who want to see me win, who want to see me elevate, because that's what I want for others. And so we got to be careful. You know what? Being around negativity is a weight, a huge weight. It's like, say, for instance, if you're about to fall over a cliff, you're holding on. And then somebody else comes and grabs your ankles because they don't want to fall. You know
now you really holding on for dear life. Like,
hello. Then guess what's going to happen, though? You're going to have to let go. That's extra weight. So that's what I had to do. I had to let go of that extra weight because I don't want to be brought down and fall and crash. God has an appointment on my life. And when I realized there is an anointing in me that people can see that I never saw, I never knew I had that. The devil, Satan, and all of his cronies and minions, they come at you hard when you got an appointment on your life. When God is preparing you for bigger and better things, you better believe they coming at you. They coming, I don't care how they related. Friends, family, complete strangers have come and attacked me. And I'm like, whoa, what's happening here? Now I know that Lord chose me to be that anointed one. And Satan,
you didn't ask for it. You didn't even
ask for it.
Like, I didn't sign up for this. I'm not the one that thought I was going to be this. It's just so happens that this is how God is using.
Right. As a matter of fact, I was like, God, why me? You know,
Yeah.
I'm like, this is a big thing to take on. But God
Yes.
is a big God who does big things, so he knows who can handle it. And he chose me. That's a privilege. I
He
thank
does
you, Lord.
not put more on us than we can handle. And that sounds so cliche-ish, but for some reason, if we, and this is something I'm talking about in my next book that I'm writing now, if it's on us, some kind of way we can bear it. I don't know.
Yes,
I didn't think I can bear it, but here God knew before I
yes.
knew it that I would be able to endure it, whatever it is.
There's a quote that I have sitting on my shelf. It says something like, when you know how strong a woman is because you put her in she's like a tea bag. You put her in hot water and she gets stronger.
Mm.
That stuck with me. I know I botched that up, but y'all get
Oh,
the
that's
gist of what
okay.
I'm trying to say. You know, the more
Yeah.
you're placed in hot water, the stronger you get. And that's what God has done for me. When I look back and look at all that I've gone through,
But just so you know,
ooh,
it's a Eleanor Roosevelt quote, and it says, "A woman is like a tea bag. You
that's it.
never know how strong it is until it's in hot water."
That's
And
the
that's
one.
what a
That's
woman
the
is
one I'm
like, a
talking
tea
about.
bag.
Yes,
Yes.
that's me. That's
Mhm.
me. And that's when I realized, I said, Lord, I gotta be a badass. Oh, there go that
Yep,
cuss
there
word.
go your car. There you
But
go. If y'all knew it was coming, put a 3 in the comments. Say, "Uh-oh, uh-oh. I knew it was coming. We got one. We got one." Hibbita, 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 hibbita. No, just joke. Go ahead.
but I knew, because when I see some of the people who have the
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. She did
go
put the
ahead.
views. She did put the Views Express. Mackenzie backstage, she having a ball. She's like, the Views Express by the guests. If you see both my hands, it's not me using. It's like Mackenzie's popping it up there for me.
I love it, Mackenzie. Keep it coming.
She's
But
working backstage. Okay, everybody laughing, saying, "Oh yeah, that's some fire
yes,
right there. That's some fire.
yes,
That's some fire.
that's
Love
right.
it, love it, love it." Okay,
But
go ahead.
how let me just say, how anybody would know they're a badass is when you have gone through so much and you can still love and you can still care and you can still encourage. That's what God is looking for. Even when you're going through, you can still bless somebody else.
Interesting.
That's amazing. And there are times when we are going to have to take a back seat and rest a little. Please,
Mhm.
no, we got to take care of us first in order to be able to take care of anybody else. And
That's
I
right.
had to learn that. I had to learn that.
So now
Yeah.
you've gone through a lot. You went through your marriage, you went through divorce, and just share with him
Yes.
some things that look, here's you. This is
Yeah.
what has happened.
Yeah.
Now you've gotten to the other side and you've been on the journey of encouraging other women. How
Yes.
can women connect with you and some of your sources to make sure that they feel that encouragement as a part of your tribe in the near future?
Yeah. Join my Facebook page, We Win Queendom. Join me on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. What's the other one? Clubhouse. I come on. I try to do Mondays at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time on Clubhouse, because there are so many topics that need to be discussed. People are
Yeah.
too uncomfortable discussing things. And so I want to expose. That's my goal. My goal is to expose, because there is no excuse for abuse. None,
No, no.
none, none. And if you're in a situation that you can get out of, especially if it's physical, I encourage you to reach out to the domestic violence hotline. There's
Can you
an
get that
800.
number, Mackenzie, and put it backstage for me?
Thank you so much, Miss
Okay,
Kim.
go ahead.
Because people think that they're alone in so much that they're going through. So many people are going through, but we don't like to talk about it because we're embarrassed. Or a lot of people stay in domestic violence situations because they're comfortable. They have this lavish home, and like you mentioned earlier, it's not just in the projects, because people who are in abusive settings, there is no economic status to this thing. There's no gender. There's no what you call it, ethnicity. It's all over the globe. It's
Mhm.
happening everywhere. And so people need to know there's help. And
That's
so,
right.
yes, please reach out wherever you are. to the domestic violence hotline. Join me on my Facebook, IG page, TikTok, because you got to know it's not okay
That's
to
right.
remain suffering. It's not okay to suffer. There is really literally peace on earth
There
when you
is.
recognize, yes, when you recognize you can do better. There is a whole lot better.
That's
There
good.
is.
That's good.
Yes.
There's so much if we can just come into the knowledge of the truth and walk therein. That's what the Bible talks about. Just
Right.
coming into that knowledge and then therefore going and getting your path directed by God. Because if we trust him and we believe him and let him guide and lead us, he's going to guide and lead us into the way of all truth. It's sometimes that we just don't follow the
Right.
leading and the guidance that's been given to us on this journey
Absolutely.
called life. And that's not God's fault. That's just ridiculous that people don't comply. So
Right.
I do
Yeah.
want to take a moment too to invite everyone to come to if you have not already registered, I am the new managing director in the Charlotte, North Carolina area for eWomen Network. And if you don't know what eWomen Network is, go to eWomenNetwork.com to learn more about the organization. The goal of eWomen Network is to have 1 million women earn $1 million in annual revenue. And I've been appointed as the managing director in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. We have our 13th annual Women's Summit, and it's a group of like-minded business women, entrepreneurs, and there are men that come too because they want to network with some of these business women that would like to be a part of our summit. You can register by clicking on that link or just copying, pasting that link into your browser and register for our 13th annual summit that's happening in Charlotte, North Carolina. Sandra Yancey will be our guest speaker, and she's not a guest because she's the owner and founder of eWomen Network. But this is going to be an incredible event that you don't want to miss in Charlotte, North Carolina. I also want to pay homage to Ms. Viola Davis, who was the longest living individual in the Virginia area. And she was 110 years old, going into her 111th birthday. And she just recently transitioned home to be with the Lord. So I do want to always acknowledge that. And she is actually she is the great aunt of one of our team members, which is Andrew Roberts. And so he provided us with this picture. These pictures I know came from someone specifically. I think I forget the name of the source, so I don't want to say this is the wrong name, but I know it's a newspaper in Virginia, and he did provide the source. But this is Andrew Roberts, who is on our team, the Kim Jacobs Show team, and this is his great aunt Viola. So may you rest in heavenly peace, Mother Viola, and take your rest.
Yes. Rest in peace, Viola.
Did
That's
you have any other comments? Tell me about this picture.
That was my picture at school. I took it as a school picture. I was about 5 years old. Oh yeah.
That
Snaggle.
is amazing. You look so happy.
I always was that way. I have always been that way as throughout my life.
So it wasn't just for photo's sake. It was literally a part of your fabric that you did not let your circumstances and your situations bog you down or get the best of you. You just made do. You adjusted.
Amen. Amen.
That's
I learned.
crazy. See, it's fun for you to get on a skateboard and just make it happen with your wheelchair. A makeshift wheelchair is unbelievable. All right, tell me about this picture.
Oh, I was 7 months pregnant on there with my daughter, Verena. She's turning 25 next month.
Look at you. Okay, do I have a picture of Verena in here or no? I don't know.
No, I didn't send you a picture of Verena.
Oh, okay. Well, I know that she is a wonderful joy to have in your life. And to be a mom, in spite of the circumstances of the brittle bone disease that you had, how did that make you feel? Did that further solidify that God has greatness in store for you or what?
Honey, when I'm telling you, I was working at the time I was pregnant, and I had this, you talk about a vicious boss. I'm talking about, I don't know what to call that joker. He was mean. And after I came back from maternity leave and he tried to pull it with me, I let him have it. because I was brave enough. I was superwoman after I had a baby. Like, wait a minute, I just had a baby. You're not gonna sit here and talk to me this kind of way. So I turned into superwoman. And guess what? I got him out that position. He was no longer able to harass not near another employee because I was brave after that. And I wrote him up. I wrote him up, not the other way around. He no longer was that he was no longer supervisory material, as they say.
Now, can you tell me why in the world do you arch your back when you get ready to go in? You like,
Oh, is that what? Oh my goodness, I didn't even notice that's what I was doing.
yes. Anybody else notice that? Say, Marv. If you notice that Marvina, when she get ready to go in, she be talking regular and stuff, right? Da-da-da-da-da. And then she said, "Oh, let me tell you about that boss. He is no longer supervisory."
Yeah,
You crazy, Marvina. You over there, you don't arch your back when you get ready to write your letter. Or I bet you, is that what you do when you write your book?
You know what?
You like, let me tell y'all something in this book right now.
I hadn't thought about. See, now you're gonna have me paying attention to what I'm doing now. You're gonna have me looking. I can let you, since I didn't send you a picture of Verena. Come here, put your head in.
Come on, Verena. Now all she doing is looking at you the whole time, so you might as well come in the shot.
Hello, trying to get our hair together.
Hey, Marvina, you're gorgeous. Glad to see you. How do you feel having a superhero mom over there?
Oh, I love it.
And then do you share her personality, or are you total opposites?
Opposite.
You like, girl, let me hurry up and get off this screen. You like, we opposites. You done already called me and put me on the spot. Well, let me ask you one question, Verena. Since you said Verena, is that your name?
Yeah.
Verena, what is the thing that really inspires you most about your mom?
I think her being outspoken.
And how does that inspire you?
Just so, cause I'm kind of quiet myself, so it just inspires me to like be more vocal with problems or situations.
Awesome. You like, girl, this is not my interview. That's the only question. You got a one question minimum.
She's trying to run. You see, she's trying to run. Like
actually, I have her shoulder out the shot. She's like, Verena, that's a beautiful answer, seriously, because sometimes I think when we have a mom, like I know I'm that mom with my daughter, but I can see how it's helping her some, because at the end of the day, where she may have been real reserved and quiet about some things she now, when it comes to her morals or her beliefs or her goals, she's like, no, this is what I believe in. That's my story. Like Les Brown said, I'm sticking to it.
There you go.
She will not she won't let people push her around as much, because I think she's seen how I've reacted to some things. So she's like, no. So is that what I think I'm hearing with you?
In the words of Kevin Hart, she gonna learn today.
She gonna learn today. And Marvina, for you having your daughter, and she seems like such a precious jewel.
Oh my God, this is my baby. Oh my God. What
has motherhood done for you?
Oh, she has inspired me in so many ways she doesn't even know. I was nervous, having a disability. When school started, I was like, oh my God, people are going to be cruel. They're going to be nasty. And to me, I was like, they're going to be teasing her about me. I'm like, Lord, I'm not feeling good about this. Oh. But it went so smoothly. And she took a little mistreatments from people in the school. But that's because she's so laid back and docile and shy. I know you don't like that word, but she's so quiet. And,
and beautiful.
Yes, and beautiful. Thank you. And people tend to lash out. The evil ones tend to lash out on people like that. But she's inspired me. And so many times she will make me realize when somebody's being sexist or saying certain things that's not even cool, Yes, she's that one that keeps me in check sometimes.
Awesome. Well, Verena, pleasure to meet you. You are free to excuse yourself here. Great pleasure to meet you. I'm going to end on these two notes right here. Tell us about this.
Oh, that one. That was just one I was playing with online, I think it was.
Oh, girl, you done did that, a whole glamour shot. What is this?
That one,
Playboy? Playmate? Lord have mercy. Let me get this woman off the screen. I can't take it. Marvina is doing the most. She done made up some stuff on. I'm like, what that say? And I'm so gullible. I'm like this. What that say? Did that say play daddy?
Well, that's one I took in the studio when they was having these little fashion shoots in those little pretty studios. That was one of those type things. But before we go, I want to add my latest one that I'm proud of, Duplex Occurrence.
Do I have a picture of that?
I need to send you. I should have sent you. Why wasn't I thinking about sending you pictures
That's
of my
beautiful.
books?
Put that back up again.
Yes, this is my favorite, my latest, my first full duplex Occurrence.
Okay, and tell us about that.
This is my first full fiction, where it started out as a small 20-page screen script in class. And I ended up asking those what if questions. So then I took it to a whole nother level. You got the comedy in there. I got real family situations, and it goes south. And so it's just a lot. A dystopian fiction. I think I put a little of that in there too. So it's a little bit of everything. It's fun. That's what I wanted. Something that's entertaining. You know, when they say, if you don't see what you want out there, then make it, create it.
Right.
That's what I did with this one. I created what I wanted to see.
I am so, and people can get more about that at Marvina Sims.
Yep. It's on. Now that one's there. Duplex Occurrence, Labeling Saga. That's my poetry prose book. Massage Jenny is another.
All of those books are right on her website. Yes. All Lives Matter.
Yes.
Massage Jenny.
Yes.
And you can also reach the domestic violence hotline at 800-799. Again, 800-799-7233. And yes, people want to know, where can they pick up your book? And the answer is, you can pick up all of her books right at marvinasims.com. marvinasims.com. Say that point you can ready to make.
That at the end of all of my books, I provide resources when you need some help for domestic violence, for the LGBTQ community, abortion, you know, that's a big one. Grief is all in here. Every book, I have it at the end.
Every single book with marvinasims.com has a plethora of resources for you to be able to get the help that you need. Yes. So reach out today to marvinasims.com and get any of your copies today. Yes. Marvina, you have been an incredible guest here on the show today.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me. This was a pleasure for sure.
Now, keep in mind, everybody, I'm not going to have a show on Friday, Monday of next week, or Tuesday, so you don't even have to tune in. I'm not going to put nothing. I'm just going to be enjoying because I'm turning 52.
Yeah.
My birthday is coming up on May 31st, and I'm just going to unplug for a few days and just enjoy myself. I am so excited about turning 52 and so grateful to God to even be able to celebrate another year of life on this earth. Let's help. Yes, Jolisa said, let's help Miss Marvina become a New York Times bestseller. Support.
That's my G.I. Joe. Come on, Joe. Bring it.
marvinasims.com. Follow her on IG, Marvina Sims, or We Win Queendom.
Yes.
Or on Facebook, Marvina Sims, or We Win Queendom.
Yes.
And that is today's episode. We will see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Stay backstage, Marvina.
Okay.
Have a great one, everybody. Thank you.
Enjoy your birthday. Happy birthday. Bye. Thank you all for tuning in to watch me.
All right, everybody. Mackenzie, I don't see you back there, so I'm going to close out. Don't click a button. Hello, everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of The Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on The Kim Jacobs Show.